Hi friends, this is Jennifer Terri. I'm at Philippine Travel Updates. Today is September 20. How are you all? So what is buzzing? What is the update on Philippine travel? So what's buzzing right now is really what the airlines have been proposing to the government, that new protocol. So airlines want the government to scrap the travel requirements and put Northern America in green list. Philippine Airlines have had a meeting with the IATF with its own proposal for a different protocol, a much shorter quarantine for international arrivals for travelers, OFWs, Philippines, foreigners arriving in the Philippines who are fully vaccinated. So their proposal, Philippine Airlines proposal, is that only 5 days quarantine. You have to show or present a negative COVID test result before traveling to the Philippines, and then get tested in the hotel on the 3rd day, and then release on the 5th day if you're negative. That's the proposal of Philippine Airlines. Again guys ha, sa mga nagtatanong po, proposal pa lang po iyon, okay? Ibig sabihin, nililigawan pa po ng Philippine Airlines ang IATF. So at the end of the day, we know the decision on quarantine, entry restrictions, everything else, up to the IATF and the President. So, yung decision, it's up to them. If they will accept it, they will agree, or they will refuse. So, it depends sa IATF at sa President, guys. Now, when it comes to domestic tourism or domestic travel, local airlines, Cebu Pacific, AirAsia, PAL, has also proposed to the government to reduce travel requirements. It cannot be denied na talaga yung when traveling within the Philippines, you guys think arriving in the Philippines is already complicated from overseas. But wait till you find out domestic travel is, for me, it's more complicated. Iba-iba kasi, each LGU has their own requirements. They have their own websites. There is SPAS, but some LGUs have their own platforms as well. Kaya, it's complicated. But anyways, airlines want unified travel requirements and they want to make it simple. Negative COVID test result if you're unvaccinated. While fully vaccinated should be allowed to travel domestically to help start tourism and economic activities. And if testing is required, gusto nila, they want antigen test because it's cheaper and more convenient. Rather than RT-PCR test, mas mahal po siya. But that is just a proposal again, guys, ha? So, for those asking me, it's still 10 days. Okay, but for those fully vaccinated in the Philippines and fully vaccinated coming from green countries, it's only 7 days. Okay? Now, the hotel industry in the Philippines asked the government to revisit the number of passengers who are allowed to come in as they can handle the influx of tourists once the tourism industry is opened. Yes, tourism sector is really bad situation, is in very bad shape right now. And if only the IATF would allow tourists, our hotel industry, the tourism sector is very much willing with open arms to accommodate them. In fact, there is, according to the Department of Tourism Secretary, there is no issue in vaccine hesitancy among tourism sectors. They're very much willing to get vaccinated. Tourism Secretary said they are eyeing or closely watching the Thailand sandbox model for reopening travel in the Philippines. Phuket sandbox was introduced July 1, so it's been like July, August, 3 months, I think. Close to 3 months na. They're still observing. There is really no concrete plan. The Philippines has no concrete plan. Unlike our neighboring countries that are also severely affected, they have already planning. Indonesia planning to open to selected countries. Thailand already opened, but recently they postponed Bangkok reopening to October 15. Vietnam has a plan. Malaysia has a plan. Philippines, on the other hand, walang pang plan. There's no plan. There is a desire, but there is no plan. So, wala din. But, what we can hope for na lang is the Philippines receive more vaccines so that quarantine in the future will be eliminated and that tourists can come here. But thanks to our vaccine donors, USA. We received 2 million doses of Pfizer vaccines from this USA through COVAX facility, and the Philippines is very much grateful for that. According to the vaccine jar, Philippines will always treasure the friendship, and we will always be grateful to the donations that you have given to us. The latest delivery is just part of the 10 million Pfizer doses vaccines that the US government pledged to give to the Philippines via COVAX facility until December 2021. Dami pala nilang donations, guys. Salamat po. Thank you, US taxpayers. But I just wanted to mention this in the video as well for those who will be traveling soon, this month, next month. I still get a lot of questions about, Ma'am, mag-asawa po kami, we're husband and wife, can we quarantine together? Yes po, you can quarantine together, but again, still depends sa hotel po. But as far as I know, as far as the rule goes, it is allowed. Family of the same household should be allowed to quarantine together. And in fact, the Department of Tourism Secretary, Puyat, explained that. And she said she's already given the instructions to all quarantine hotels. So kung yung hotel nyo sasabihin hindi pwede, mali po yan, mali. Forward nyo yung video na ito sa kanila. Sabihin nyo, excuse me, hindi kayo nagfa-follow sa DOT guidelines. And even BOQ pala at DOT nag-usap na. So bakit nyo sasabihin bawal? Excuse me.
Can you already outline the regulations when you are quarantining in a hotel? If you are married, have a family member,
Yes.
can hotels force you to take 2 rooms?
No. You know, we're actually very grateful because of you when I last guested with you. I was shocked when you told me na same family, same flight, 2 kwarto. Mali yun. Kasi same flight naman, same family. Pwedeng 1 family in 1 room. So thank you, Karen, because you were the one that brought this up to us. And you know, in fact, I had a discussion with also the Bureau of Quarantine about it. And they themselves were surprised kasi pag 1 family naman pwede, it does not make sense. Napakagastos. 10 days, 2 kwarto. Eh, same flight naman kayo. And it's actually because of your show na we were made aware of that. And you know, ang laking ginhawa yan because ang laki ng gastos. 10 days is a long time. Tapos 2 kwarto pa kayo. Or minsan daw 3 kwarto. That's crazy already.
So, and Secretary, you've already advised all the hotels.
Yes. Oo, advice. Syempre, and then what we did, we advised all the hotels. We also mentioned this to the Bureau of Quarantine because syempre pag quarantine, it's under the BOQ.
Correct.
And then also, paulit-ulit. And then sometimes we get reports. And then right away, pinagsasabihan namin yung hotel. I mean, you know, now is not the time to, you know, we at least, di ba, isang pamilya, I mean, that's expensive. Isang pamilya, 2 kwarto. Pwede naman isang pamilya, 1 kwarto.
Well, good news for US. Soon, November, vaccinated passengers from the EU will be able to travel to the US. This was tweeted by the EU ambassador to the US. Vaccinated, pre-flight tested Europeans will again be able to travel to the US from November, just as vaccinated Americans are today allowed to travel to the EU. This has been a long journey for travelers from the EU, and this is good news for them. Starting November, that's September, October, matagal pa pala. Less than 2 months waiting. At least may plan. At least they know they're waiting for a date. But for Philippines, there is no plan yet. And about quarantine, guys, for those asking me, Jennifer, do you think by December wala nang quarantine? I don't know. For me, it really depends. Vaccination, it also depends sa isip ng administration, sa government, sa Iatf. For me, my opinion, let's say, if this 5 days quarantine will be approved, then it is highly likely that by December or January, early next year, maybe it will be eliminated. But for me talaga, my most optimistic guess na mawawala na yung quarantine is mga next year pa talaga siguro. But hey, that's the update for today, guys. There's no change. 10 days pa din po, unfortunately. I will let you know once the IATF approves of the PAL proposal. But yeah, hopefully, let's pray together that they will accept it. So I'll see you again, guys, with another travel update. Stay safe and God bless you all. Bye.